Welcome, friends. This is Jen Post from Mind and Spirit Alchemy. I am an ascension teacher, a spiritual counselor, and a channeler of the archangels, ascended masters, and higher dimensional light beings. And I am here to assist you on your journey back to oneness. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the four clairs. So when we awaken to ourselves, we awaken to all of these abilities that we have always had. We've just forgotten that we've had these abilities. And as you move through your light body process, through your awakening process, you awaken your psychic abilities. On a previous video, I spoke about the dark night of the soul and the ascension flu symptoms. If you didn't catch that video, you can go on my Instagram page, or you can also go to my YouTube page where I have teachings and also meditations available under Gem Post Blue Star Channelings. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the four clairs, and that is they're called one of them is called the Clairaudience, the Clairvoyance, Clairsentience, and Claircognizance. And like I said, we've all had these abilities, but we have forgotten, just like you've noticed, like little kids, toddlers, and babies, seeing spirit, as they get older, they, drop out of that, or if their family, doesn't assist them, if they, talk to them about seeing these spirits or hearing these spirits, and just, society and, going on, as they grow up, we forget, until we awaken, and then we start to have these abilities again. So the clairs, everybody has all of these clairs, and I have found through all these years of my practice and my teachings, with people, that we have usually three that are pretty strong, maybe two, that are really strong, and then the other two are, so-so. But you can definitely build upon that and start to work and bring in the strengths of those other clairs that you are maybe not particularly strong in. I am very strong in Clairaudient, which is hearing, and Clairsentient, which is feeling. Claircognizance is next, and then Clairvoyant, Clairvisual was the one I had to really develop. But hearing, the Clairaudience is where you can hear different dimensions. You can hear spirits, and it's really kind of interesting and cool, however you want to look at it, hearing different voices in your head. You have to go through the process, of course, not feeling like you're going crazy. But I used to joke around because this was such a strong clair for me. I wanted that clairvoyance, where everybody they see grandpa, sitting in the chair, typical mediumship, he's wearing, a plaid shirt. And I had such a strong clairaudience, but I didn't honor what I had, because of course I wanted what I didn't want to have. And I had to go through that process, which, typically we all kind of go through. But I started seeing energy, auras, and, in meditation, I would see colors all the time. And then it hit me one day, like, hey, this is clairvoyance, because I'm seeing the colors of the energy, and we are energy. So I'm actually seeing spirit in its form, in its energy, and it took me through my ego to have to go through that process of not not totally being like, oh, this is so cool that my clairaudience is so strong, I want clairvoyance. But everybody goes through that process. All right, so like I said, clairaudience is where we hear spirit, we hear different sounds. You can hear, like I hear music playing a lot in other times and spaces. I can hear the whispers of spirit speaking to me, receiving downloads. Like that's a really strong clair that I have. Another one, that you can have, like I just spoke of is the clairvoyance, and that is the ability to see spirit, but it's also the ability to see auras. It's the ability to see energy, and I'm very strong in that now. You know, seeing energy sparks and angelic sparks around people, and you know, seeing the aura. But yeah, so that is clear vision, being able to see things that other people cannot see. So we have clairaudience, which is the hearing, and then the God, I'm drawing a blank today, the clairvoyance, which is the vision. Okay, so then the next clair that we have is another very strong one of mine, is the clairsentience. And that is where I think actually that was probably my first clair that I really started connecting to, because I am an empath and very intuitive. I can feel people's energy across the world. I can feel energy when I walk into a room. I can feel energy when I walk in a location, in a building, you know, very, very strong. And it can actually make you a little sick sometimes, because depending on, you know, how dense the energy, or let's just say, you know, there was, you know, trauma in that area, which I've experienced, then I would take and I would feel it in my body. And that is not a pleasant, it would actually make me very sick. I would want to, you know, nauseous, cramps, like all of, just really unpleasant. So you might be feeling that as well, you know, moving into an area and not understanding why you're feeling like you're crawling out of your skin. You know, that is, I find more and more people, as they become awakened, are becoming more tapped into this clair first, and then naturally the other clairs, you know, unfold as you start really working on yourself, raising your vibration, and then really honing in on all these abilities. So the clairsentience, like I said, is just sentient, being able to feel energy, walking into a space, reading somebody's energy when you're with them. You will know right away just from their energy field. They can give you anxiety, or just like make you feel like you just don't want to be around them. You know, that's all part of that. And the claircognizance, which is clear knowing. This is just where you're just streaming in information. You do not know where you're getting it from. That's another pretty strong one of mine. I do a lot of Akashic readings, and that's how I travel into that that information base and pull information from the client that I'm reading about their soul and what they have done as a soul throughout their existence. So it's like you're pulling in, you're channeling information when you connect to those realms. So those are the 4 clairs. I hope this short little video helps a little bit with you understanding the process of awakening into your abilities. And with any of these abilities, you can develop. You can absolutely expand on what you have. The first thing that you need to do is know what you have, like what ability is your strongest ability. And I do a lot of workshops here. You know, I am a counselor and a spiritual teacher, so I can certainly assist you with that, do readings or healings and guide you with that. But, you know, tap into it a little bit yourself and see where, you know, what would be your strong clair, you know, knowing things, or are you starting to hear things maybe that other people aren't hearing, hearing the voices in your head. Sometimes it sounds a lot like, you know, it is your voice, but other times it cannot, you know, it could be another voice that you hear. And it's a little more difficult, I find, you know, with the clairaudience is my process was, I had to really go into myself, because you have to discern, you know, like what is just a regular thought process, or what's information coming from your higher self or your guides that you're tapping into. So it really helps you develop, you know, your whole psychic self, if you want to call it that. But go in, see, you know, write down, you know, maybe in order the things that you you know, the clairs that you feel that are strongest, you know. Maybe you do have the clair visual, you know, the clairvoyance, and you need to develop these other ones. And like I said, there's skills to do that. Meditation is really great. Working with crystals, of course, helps. Grounding your energy. I have seen it throughout my entire practice where people will just focus on the upper, especially the third eye and the crown chakra to, you know, become that psychic. You know, I'm going to become that medium. And they don't ground. You really need to work on grounding the body and then opening up the heart. The more you open up the heart, the more you're going to open up. Like, think about this center. It opens. It's a channel through your throat, channel to the eye and to the crown. It really, really is essential. And I teach that in all my classes. It is essential for you to develop. You know, you'll get to a certain point in your psychic ability and will stop, you know, unless you really focus on the heart and opening up the heart, okay? So like I said, write all those things down, see which ones are the strongest, and then start doing some meditation and techniques to enhance those abilities. And of course, if I can be assistance to you in any way, please reach out here. Jen posts at Mind and Spirit Alchemy, or you can reach me on Facebook under Jen Beldy Posts, or visit my YouTube page. Again, is Jen Post at Blue Star Channelings, and I will return and connect with you. All right, so I hope that's been helpful, and I wish you a wonderful and beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, namaste. Bye.